Fellow Kenyans, welcome to the Kenya Yearbook Editorial Board, and this is the Soul of Our Nation podcast. Today, we are in Nairobi CBD and we are going to talk about the resilience of Kenyans. Story ya kujituma ndani ya the MSMEs, micro, small and medium-sized enterprises. We are going to interact with a young guy from Uasin Gishu County by the name SONKOK, who is contributing to the Kenya economy. Well, MSMEs have contributed up to 30% to the gross domestic product. And of course, it has employed up to 17 million people by the year 2020. This is according to a survey done in that year. And of course, by the year 2026, a lot of people are into MSMEs. The story ya kujituma is the story of resilience and of course, building the economy through MSMEs. My name is Tobiko Timothy and welcome. Walk with me. We are here in the Nairobi CBD once again, downtown to Street inajulikana kama Du Bois. And here we are going to meet SONKOK, who is here with us, and of course we are going to have his story of resilience, a story ya kujituma. But let's know what Brian is doing and of course his contribution to the Kenyan economy. Well, come with me. Yes. Vipi champe? Kofiti? Ndio hivyo sasa. Tumefika mtaa yake and of course hapa ndio Brian anafanya shughuli yake. We are yet to know what he is doing and of course atupeleke na mtaratara. Ni story ya kujituma na tuko Du Bois Street, tujue anapick bidhaa zake wapi, alafu ndio mambo yapo sawa kabisa. Champe. Tuingie biashara. Yes. So hii ndio maskani where Brian does his business and of course it's a cosmetic store and of course we're going upstairs, right? Take it. Okay, here we have to mind our heads. Hey Brian, the story ya kujituma sana and of course Kenyans have a lot to learn from you. Hapo umeambiwa mind your head once again which is good. Msema hapo ndio kwenyewe sasa. Well, so as you can see, this is where Brian collects his, I see it's a jewelry store, right? So unasema hapa ndio kwenyewe. So let's start from uko chini, tumepita machoche nini hivi. So how is the hustle?
The hustle is okay. Hapa ndio for the products. The good thing about hapa nachukua in wholesale, so naenda kuuza in retail,
okay,
to get a little bit of profit.
Of course.
Yeah.
So from here, you just literally take and you have places you are going to take, ama unaenda to streets just like any other hawkers around, ama how do you sell your products now?
Oh, my ideal customers, of course, are the ladies, because I take most of the jewelries are for the ladies. So after taking them from here, I go to the spas, salons, and where they make their nails.
Okay,
that's where I find my customers.
Okay, so no, it's a story of resilience and of course unajituma sana. Like how often do you come here and what are your timings? Like do you come here daily and unafanya je? Unamka hivi unakuja kila siku asubuhi ama do you have a schedule for this?
Oh, hapa kuja asubuhi because of the restocking. Nikitoka hapa and then I go and sell the whole day. So ndapunguza stock. So I usually start from here. Hapa ndio stop over yangu ya kwanza. I take some stock and then I go out to the market.
All right. So that is it, and as you can see from this area, it's a cosmetic shop, jewelry is all over, and of course Brian is going to pick his consignment at Ukweko ground and kutafuta ma customers wake. Au sio? Let's see what Brian does. Getting into business was his choice of survival in the busy city of Nairobi. Despite being an electrical and electronics degree holder from the University of Eldoret, Brian got into hawking jewelries around Nairobi. Here, Brian is sorting and packing what his clients might need, ready to hit the streets. Maliza shughuli and we've seen the process. Unanunua kutoka your wholesaler, then you take it to retail. So what's the next point from here? Ni story ya kujituma, unataka kuambia aje wa Kenya kwamba uko in the market sasa.
Naambia kwanza vijana kuna a lot of opportunities. Unaona kama hapa most of the things he place ni wholesale. So if you have as little as 5,000 unaweza anza biashara. Itakurudishia around 10 to 15. Yeah.
It's quite a good amount of profit right there, and of course sasa tunaingia ground tuangalie Brian anaenda kuuzia nani hizo bidhaa zake, alafu ndio mambo ikuwe fiti sana. Welcome, we are still here on the Kenya Yearbook Editorial Board Soul of Our Nation podcast, na hii ni story ya Brian SONKOK. Tunaingia ground sasa, twende. The routine now takes shape as Brian walks from street to street and into the open spaces where Nairobians hide their faces from the heat of the sun. They too are the potential customers to Brian's hustle. His bag is his shop. No walls, no signage. For the country, these are the businesses that move the economy and keep it alive. For Brian, there is a source of income, and every customer is an added coin to his pocket. Kenya's economy doesn't just run on big boardrooms. It runs on feet like his. Brian is one of the 7.4 million MSMEs, the micro, small and medium-sized enterprises that employ over 17 million people in Kenya. That's 3 out of every 4 jobs. When Brian sells, taxes move, supplies move, dreams move. So here we are with Brian once again, and of course we are at Juvanji Gardens, and hapa ndio Brian hupumzika baada ya shughuli nzima ya siku yote. After hustling here and there, making sure that anapata at least 1 or 2 customers, hapa ndio Brian anatulia. And of course we are here to make a little bit of a chat here and there to understand really what Brian is really doing in this business, and the journey all through. Let's understand who is Brian actually, and of course journey yake kuanzia kwenye ametoka hadi sasa hivi. And of course tumetembea, tumechoka town, tumetafuta customers, and here we are with Brian once again. Welcome to the show. This is Tobiko Timothy, and of course this is the Soul of Our Nation podcast under the Kenya Yearbook Editorial Board. Karibu Brian.
Thank you so much.
Tueleze your full names, of course, introduction, umetokea wapi, na how is your journey so far so good ya selling jewelries in town and hawking specifically, kwa sababu una hawk. Ile kutembea tumetembea town, tunatafuta customers in one place to another and all that.
My full names ni Brian SONKOK. Born and raised in Eldoret. Yeah.
Umetokea jiji la Eldoret lakini uko Nairobi, so ulikuja Nairobi after school ama umesomea tu huku ukaamua tu ni hustle after school, ama how is the journey so far?
Nilisomea Moi University and nika graduate, then nikakuja huku for an internship. After contract ikaisha nikaanza hustle sasa kuuza jewelries as I wait for another opportunity.
Okay, ukiwa university ulikuwa umesomea nini university?
Nilisomea engineering, electrical
engineering.
Yeah.
So you are an engineer?
You can say that.
Okay. So did you shift your careers kabisa ama imekuaje hadi umesomea engineering? That is a degree in engineering.
Yeah.
So ikakuaje sasa mpaka you are here on the streets hawking jewelries?
It's not a shift, bado niko na my engineering part. Ni vile as I wait for an opportunity, siwezi kaa tu. So nikaona there's a gap hapa. The wasichana wanapenda kurembeka na naweza warembesha. So instead of just sitting at home doing nothing, nikasema let me put myself to the streets. Nione I get one to ya rent, food, yeah. And that's how I started selling jewelries.
All right, that is a very amazing bit of your story, and it's an inspiring thing because most of the people huko nje wamesoma,
yeah,
lakini wameketi tu nyumbani, wanakaa tuko kwa base, wanangoja opportunities zikuja hapo hivyo. But yours is a story of going out there and making sure that you are making an impact to your own life, and of course in one way or the other through what we call now the micro and small medium-sized enterprises like this one which is hawking, you are making an impact to the economy. Yeah. And in story yote ya kujituma, maybe tueleze tu your journey, not really your journey, but how is your ideal day in hawking? So unaamka asubuhi unafanya nini, like tueleze tu the whole process.
Okay, nikiamka asubuhi naanza safari to town from Juja. So the first thing, nenda to my supplier. I restock the previous day of niliuza, so the first thing ni restock the stock that I sold yesterday. After hapo naanza kutembea sasa nikitafuta potential clients. Yeah.
So does your business, ikona that demand ama how is it? Sometimes what are the ups and downs in the business once umesha get kwa your products from the supplier?
Oh, of course there are challenges because jewelry is something like a basic need. So unaweza ongelesha watu wengi before you get your first customer, umepitia like a lot of rejections because I think sasa hivi the economy is a little bit shaky. Watu wana prefer vitu basic needs like food nini, so hapo ndio challenge iko, but at the end of the day I always make something. I don't go back home empty handed.
Okay. Yeah. So lazima tu ndo food ingie kwa table, lazima mtu ajitume. Yeah. Na vitu kama hivyo. Yeah. So maybe you can be opening your bag tuone ama tuonyeshe our viewers what we are actually talking about, because actually Brian does this by going to the supplier, just getting the products he is about to show us, that is the jewelries, and of course kuweka kwa bag na kuanza kutembeza town. So these are the amazing products that Brian is selling. And camera person, if you can just zoom, I see a lot of earrings here, a lot of jewelries in general, bangles there, necklaces, and wristwatches ambazo basically they are feminine. Of course the customers, the potential customers here are the ladies. Well, so you have a different assortment of jewelries as we've seen. So hizi zote maybe una get from the same person ama you get from different suppliers?
I usually go to different suppliers because of the uniqueness. Unajua one supplier can have the same product, so nenda kwa mwingine atakuwa something yenye ule hakuwa nayo, so to make it more diverse. Yeah.
All right. So we've talked about challenges. Maybe one or two challenges ambazo una face kwa hii biashara ni gani?
The main challenge for now ni the cost of living vile imepanda. So like I said, people are opting for need to have things, rent. Jewelry is not part of something. Bila jewelry you can survive. So mtu ndio prefer kununua for now ni wasiwasi, okay. But all in all I do make sales.
Okay. So let's talk about the way you sell your jewelries. There's this one common basic way ambao unauza jewelries. You go to your supplier, you get your jewelries there, alafu unaanza kutembeza. Maybe have you ever thought of using, ama maybe you are using social media platforms to sell, in terms of TikTok, Instagram, those social media platforms ambazo people can use them to sell?
Yes. I started doing that. Nili realized there's a lot of potential customers kwa internet. Watu wengi hawakujangi town. So nika opt kuanza kuwa reach out on social media before I come to town. So nikipata an order naweza mtumanishia ana receive from location yako.
Okay. So that is amazing because there's a very huge effect of social media, especially now that your target audience actually is ladies, and of course mostly young ladies, I suppose. Ambao wako in social media platforms, and social media platforms imesaidia for quite a long time now, and people are really making a living out of it. But sasa ukiendelea kumaintain hapo hivyo kwa social media nini, where do you see yourself in this journey of hawking jewelries and stuff like that?
One thing realize success do take time. So nilianza polepole. Actually sikuwa na hii bag, nilikuwa tunatumia ka box kamoja, ilikuwa nusu. That's how small I started. So sasa hivi nimefika social media. Hopefully the next coming years I want to get a shop in town, ni expand the business. I can even open some branches. Okay. Hopefully, yeah. But
that is amazing. Yeah, because by the time you are going to open your shop, that means you will even offer employment to some people, you know, who knows, na vitu kama hivyo. Tukimalizia, you know, we are talking through Kenya Yearbook Editorial Board, and of course Kenyans are watching out there. There's this program, funding programs ambazo the government has brought in. We are talking about things to do with maybe the Nyota, you know, yenye ambayo ina focus na youth in business. Have you maybe thought of have you benefited from it?
Yeah, I've benefited from there's a self-help group. So we got some funds. Tulijishika with some hawkers, tuka form a self-help group.
Okay.
Tukapata some funds
through
the self-help group. Yeah.
Oh, so it's the government funding, but not necessarily Nyota ndo mlichukua, but it's government funding through you know, groupings.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, maybe most of you guys wenye mko pale nje mnafanya hawking na you have a group ambayo mnafanya maybe something to do with the table banking, just a group of you know, businessmen and businesswomen out there, small businessmen. Naweza shikana mpate funding ya government, just like the way Brian has done here, and you know, it is helpful because you see these government fundings ambazo zinakuja with low interest or zero interest. They help you get at least, you know, to some level, at least, so that you can start your business. Anyway, let's talk about your parting shot now to the youth, ukiwaambia mambo ya kujituma na vitu kama hivyo. Just advice to the youth.
The thing I'll say to the youth ni don't usingoje your formal education to make a living for you. If you have hands, unaweza tembea, unaweza ongea. Kuna a lot of opportunities. Unaona ka place tumetoka kuchukua from the suppliers.
Yes.
There's a lot of products, not jewelry peke yake. You can sell anything, perfumes ziko huko, the cosmetics, hizi za makeups, za nywele.
Wasichana lazima wangare kila siku, ladies lazima wangare, so these are things that they are being sold daily and they are on demand daily.
Necessities, mafuta, perfumes, anything ziko huko. Just get yourself there, you get a small, si biashara ya kwanza tina 50 to 100, unaweza anza hata na 10 you'll get some products mzuri. You can start as low as you can and utarise pole. Yeah.
Sawa. So Brian, maybe social media platforms ambazo watu wanaweza get your jewelries or communicate na wewe, maybe they want to make orders, where do they get you?
Or you can reach me out at my handle ni Branchy. Yes, you just Branchy _ you'll get me there.
That is on Instagram, Twitter, nini?
TikTok, yeah.
Okay. Na siku hizi watu wanaenda live TikTok. Pia wewe watu wanaenda live utap huko screen na wanunue.
Nikipata tu tripod.
Niko live. Brian amesema sasa anafanya hawking na akipata tripod ataenda live TikTok na awauzie what he is selling here. Jewelry is very beautiful, and of course you can get him through his social media handles ambazo amesema hapo hivyo, and of course as they run down there, make sure you get a bit of them. We've come to the end of this conversation, and of course today we are talking to Brian. Tomorrow it might be you doing something amazing and something that is contributing to the Kenyan economy. My name is Tobiko Timothy, and this is the Soul of Our Nation podcast. Make sure you follow us on our social media handles running on your screen, and let us engage in our next episode. Thank you and bye-bye.